Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Tam O'Shanter, and we're not playing a game right this particular moment. Basically, I have about 15-20 minutes to kill before going to work. I had posted a video, The Walking Dead, episode 6 from season 1, and for some reason there was no video. There was my intro, and then no video. I have no idea how the hell that happened. Yeah, very weird. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to redo that video because I don't know if I still have the video that, because usually, I record the video, I label the video, season whatever, episode whatever, and then when I render the video, edit and render and whatever, okay, let's be honest, I don't really edit, but when I add my intro and that sort of stuff, and then render my video, I delete the original video because, one, I don't need it anymore because I've already rendered a video, and there's no reason to have two copies of the same thing, and secondly, because keeping them on my computer takes up a lot of room. Because there's like a shit ton of videos that I've recorded that I haven't rendered yet to put up here. I did delete, because my space was growing so limited that the recordings would actually stop because I had no more space on my computer for a video. I dumped a whole bunch that, I dumped XCOM. I had probably 20 videos that I could have rendered to put up on the page, so XCOM will probably go nowhere unless I start a season 2. In which case, and the only reason I really dumped that besides needing room was that I was going to lose that game, I think. I was down at the very end there of the game, and we were in desperate measures, and I'd been fighting off losing repeatedly, and honestly, it's a game I play more for just to amuse myself than anything else. I mean, I do play through the entire game when I play. It's just that I may not play that one all the time because it's an older game. I mean, I play it a lot because I like the game, but I don't, play it like day after day after day. Well, like one day I will sit down, or maybe 2 days in a row, I'll sit down and just play the shit out of it. And then I might go a month or so without touching it again. I also deleted all of the 911 operator recordings because they were all recorded so loud. The sound was terrible on the first one. So I deleted all of those, and I will re-record them because it's really easy to do in that game, is to go back and re-record episodes. They won't be exactly the same, but it's only just because of the nature of the game that they won't be exactly the same. So I will go and fix the sound because it was just like terribly loud. I have some other videos that are ready to be uploaded, or rendered, I should say, not uploaded, but rendered. I just don't have the time to render a video and then put it up. I'm out of time for today, because I thought I had more, and I don't, because I had rendered a bunch of videos in anticipation of just putting them up, and I did that when I was still feeling a little ill, but better. And then I figured I could just slap them up there without having to think about it too much. But I think I did most of those already, and so I don't have any more. Well, I had The Walking Dead, and obviously there was no video. I have no idea how that happened. I don't know where the video went. That's just weird to me. I don't know where it went. There was a video there when I rendered it, and when I created it. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a transition between the intro and the video. So I have no idea why there was no video behind that one. That's just weird. I will say with OpenShot, I do have problems sometimes with it just not behaving appropriately. I'm not going to complain too much about it because, one, video editing is not my strong point. Two, OneShot's free. Three, it's relatively easy to figure out after you watch a couple videos, because at first I was like, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a semi-professional photographer. I know how to edit photos, and yet and still I don't do a lot of, like, you don't want me to, like, do supercuts on your photos because I don't even have Photoshop. Not the full program. I have Photoshop Elements. I don't have the full program where you can manipulate all this stuff because, one, it costs, the whole program costs like $800-900. So, no. Number one. Number two, there's just so much shit. And I don't have the time to figure it all out, to be honest. So I use, for photographs, I use Photoshop Elements, which is a, like, condensed, smaller, probably easier to use version of Photoshop. It's like, you can do some things, but not what you can do in full Photoshop. And still, that program costs like $100. I can manipulate photos, but I prefer, perfectly honestly, having come from the days of film cameras, I prefer to just take a good photo the first time around so that you don't have to do a lot of manipulation. So really I use Photoshop for correcting lighting or editing, not editing, Jesus, obviously editing. Cropping and, the occasional removing of this, that, or the other thing out of the photo, cloning it out of the video, out of the photograph, whatever, like not big things. I'm not like gonna, clone out an entire fucking house because it's gonna look stupid if I do that. But a pimple on someone's face or a power line running in the background, I don't like take that out, or a post or a sign in the background, and I do things like that, and just little manipulations, brightening colors and that kind of stuff. And then I have another program called Portrait Professional that I use to do and edit faces, so that you can have, when you go to a photographer and, like, say senior photos, for example, you go in and the photographer takes the picture of the pimple-faced kid, and when you get the photo back, the skin's all been taken care of, it's been all smoothed out and prettified, and this, that, and the other thing have been fixed on their face. Maybe a scar's been, mellowed out or removed altogether, or a mole, or birthmark, whatever. These things I can do with Portrait Professional, but I'm, as far as, I don't edit a lot on photographs. I do a little bit, but not a whole lot, because that's really, I think you should just take a good photo to begin with, and then you don't have to do so much messing around. I mean, it's cool when people digitally manufacture photos and manipulate photos. I mean, you can get some really cool photos, but that's more of art and not photography. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not the photograph that's good. It's someone's ability to manipulate digitally with, a bunch of filters and stuff. And to me, that's not photography. That's not taking a good picture. That's an art, not a photography thing. But that's just me. But when it comes to, like, editing video, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. But I've been editing them for a while and putting in, as far as editing, adding a intro and a transition from the intro to the video, which I change every time just because I have so many different ones and I don't find any of them particularly interesting. So I mean, I'm not especially fond of any one of them, so I like use more of the, use a different one each time just to see what it looks like, and then I'll just pick whatever catches my fancy on that particular day. So yeah, I guess Red Dead Redemption will be the next one that comes up when I have a chance to render a new photo. I hope you guys are. Nobody's really watching Red Dead. I think you should. It's a really good game, and it's not normally what I post here. But it's a lot of fun. I actually thought more people would enjoy it, but it seems like nobody's really enjoying it too much or watching it too much. And shout out to my new subscriber. I know I have another one. I don't know who you are. It's because it didn't show up. Like I think people are able to like block their names or whatever sometimes. I don't know. So I don't know who the heck my latest subscriber is. I know I had a couple a while back that joined. And that's pretty awesome. So I only need to get 7 to make it to 30 for the year. Because that's my goal for 2021 is to get 7 whole new subscribers and reach 30. It's not particularly ambitious, I know, but I mean, let's be honest, this is not the greatest channel in the world. It's not like I'm the best video game player or the best editor or the most engaging person with my content, probably, and that kind of stuff. But, whatever. It's still fun. I like to do it. I like talking to you guys while I'm gaming, and I like to read your comments and all that kind of stuff, and I like to watch your games when I have a chance to do so. I haven't been a little bit lax in that lately. Currently, it's just because I'm so friggin' tired. COVID-19, I was in case you've not caught that in any of my videos that I've put up recently. This past Monday, so 2 days ago, was the first time I'd been to work in 17 days because I got the COVID and it was kicking me right in my ass, and I didn't really do much of anything. I did put out a little update that said I was COVID positive. I probably wouldn't get any videos out. I don't think anybody watched it, so I don't know if anybody actually saw it, and nobody will probably watch this either. But yeah, I got the COVID. It sucked ass. I didn't like it. Like the last days, like the last maybe 4 days or so, 4 or 5 days weren't so bad. Just because I didn't feel so gross. My symptoms were mild to moderate. My worst symptom by far was just this ridiculous next level fatigue, where like walking to my bathroom and back to my couch would wear me out, and I would have to lay down for like 2 hours so then not be able to move. I was just wiped out. Well, going upstairs to let the dogs out or to get something to eat and coming back downstairs would wipe me out for 4 to 6 hours. I just lay on my couch. I didn't even go to bed because it just took too much energy to walk from my bedroom from the couch. So for like 3 days, I just laid on the couch pretty much all day, every day, all night, all day. I slept a lot, and I didn't really venture upstairs to eat unless I was taking the dogs outside. I just didn't. It just took too much effort, and I just didn't care enough to do it. That was my worst symptom by far. And then most of the time I had a fever of some type. It kind of teetered between being 99 and 100. 99 point whatever, and then 100 point whatever. When it went over 99, when it went to 100 and was in that 100 range, then I felt bad. I didn't feel very good at all. When I was hovering in the 99 area, then I didn't feel so bad, You know, I felt a little, quite a bit better when I was at 99, but as soon as it went to 100, I felt really bad. Also, the thing that happened when my fever went to 100 is I got terrible, terrible, terrible COVID headaches. So bad. They sucked ass. Did not like them. Um, so those were actually probably my three main symptoms: is terrible fatigue, fever, and terrible, terrible headaches when my fever was higher. Although later on, towards the end of it, there were a couple of days where during the day I didn't have a fever of over 100. It was like 99 point whatever, and I would get a terrible headache anyway. But that only happened a couple of days, and it was at the very end, and then the headaches just went away. The fever lingered quite a long time, and then it finally just dropped off, and that was that. The coughing part was weird because I did have coughing and lung involvement, but lung involvement only in that I wasn't receiving the proper amount of oxygen. I do have a pulse oximeter. That's the little machine that you put on, the little clippy thing that you put on your finger that reads your pulse and your oxygen saturation. I have one of those, so I was constantly monitoring my O2 sats. Because I already knew. I have some medical knowledge. Not a doctor, and I don't even play one on TV, but I do have some medical knowledge. I am a state certified emergency medical technician, and medicine interests me, so I read lots of stuff. But anyways, I know that one of the ways that people get into trouble with COVID in particular is that they don't realize that their O2 sats have fallen to a dangerous level. And by the time they realize it, they're already in a bad way, and that's when people end up in the hospital on ventilators and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening to me. I want to know right away if I'm not getting enough air. So I was just like using the pulse ox, probably 30 or 40 times a day, maybe every 45 minutes or so. Let's say 30 minutes to an hour. Anytime I really thought about it, anytime I moved, anytime I was awake, you know, if I fell asleep and I woke up, I would put it on right away and check. And my O2 sats never fell below 90, but they were hovering in the really low 90s, at 91, 92, 93, which is not where they're supposed to be. That's not normal for me. Mine normally range like 99. So to be down that low on oxygen, and the thing is that I couldn't tell. I was not like I was short of breath, or that I was having problems breathing, or anything like that. So it's really weird that you can, have so little so little oxygen in your blood, because that word's not going to come out right. Yeah. So that's, I monitored that all the time. Had it slipped below 90, I would have went to the emergency room straight away and gotten that straightened out. Yeah. So, yep, all of that. And I suppose I should end this. I'm really tired today, and I have so much to do tomorrow after work, and like directly after work. I'm so gonna die. Because this stuff, it lingers, even though I don't feel terribly bad. I have my pulse ox on right now, and I'm only pulling like, my O2 sats are at 94, 93. So that's not good. That's not terrible, but it's not where it should be. So yeah, technically, still not good. So So technically, I'm still a little under the weather. So anyway, I do really have to go, so I can put this up. I'm sorry, and it was 20 minutes. I really didn't think it would be that long, but anyway. You guys be safe, be kind, wear a mask, don't get the COVID because it sucks ass. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers.